Hello and welcome back to Let's Play UnderRail Expedition with me, BringItDon. So off camera, I did go to see what was to the east here. There's a broken bridge there, you can kind of see it on the map. You can't explore it until you bring a jet ski over there, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go mark it. Alright. Yeah, so after I clear out down here, we're going back to the camp. No matter what, because I need to resupply, and we need to figure out what happened to Professor Oldfield. And then we'll come back to this hell later. But anyway, let's go clear out these locusts, and then we'll skedaddle on back to camp. I wonder if throwing a pesticide grenade here, like open up combat, throw a pesticide grenade, and then go over here. Let's quick save. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna quick save again, then we're gonna sprint over to the other one. I'm hoping what that does is just kill them as they come out, because they can only come out on this eastern side here. So they have to be in the pesticide. What's my chance of hitting with this? 76%, that's awful. Just awful. There we go. Alright, I figured it out. You locust got nothing on me, son. Alright, we're gonna spawn this turn, but that's okay. So I have no problem with grenading myself. Popping that, and then sprinting over here. Oh, how much health do you have left? 26. I'm not going to finish it off with that. Alright, come here, you. Oh no! Alright, we did it, everybody. Oops. Wrong key once again. Oh man, I keep hitting shift instead of tab. And the main reason I came here, for the crate. Fantastic. Nothing that I want. And seashells. Clam meat. Oh my goodness. Something else I can't study. That's fine. So in other words, it's a big waste of time. Alright, let's get out of here. This hell pit. Actually, it'd be faster just to go through here. It's not to navigate through that semi-labyrinthine gate network. Go back, need to buy batteries. Need to buy repair kits. Actually, I have repair kits at the bottom of that elevator. So it might be worth... No, wait, no, I picked them up, didn't I? I did, I picked them up off camera. Okay, perfect. I don't have the repair kits that I need. And therein lies the problem. Oh no, I don't want to deal with you, buddy. Well, I guess if you stay right there, I'll deal with you. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Should have antidoted. Oh well, gives me a reason to burn through more of these local healing remedies. Alright, so I'm gonna head actually south, and then west, so I can explore that new tile. Which I might come to regret. It's probably going to be full of locusts. So those hives out in the middle of the water. It was right here. Oh, I'm so glad to be leaving that place. I almost want to compare it to the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet was definitely much more detrimental to my mental health than that place was. There, I always felt like I had a fighting chance. In the Gauntlet, I didn't feel that way as much. Alright, I don't necessarily want to fight those guys. Not really in great shape to be fighting. So clear out this area if I can. How much durability does my thing have? 37. I'll try fighting them. That was a bad idea. Oh, there's more than I thought there were. Yeah, that was a... You know what? Screw it. See you guys in hell. Alright, let's reload. So it makes me believe it's not going to be anything here other than the serpents. So let's get out of here. So I can repair my jet. And actually what I'll probably end up doing is off camera journeying back to that protectorate outpost so I can steal the cruiser. I'm assuming that it's better in every way compared to this jet ski. At least that's what I'm hoping. Actually, let's go diagonal here. That should take us to the, well, almost to the port. Yeah, also another update in the latest patch was they extended the time of the expedition, like how long it takes for things to change. If that makes sense. I didn't word that right. So the expedition DLC is on a timer. They've extended the timer. They've slowed everything down so you have more time to explore and do things like that. Yeah, may as well take that, right? He runs his trembling fingers through his mustache while addressing you. The pirates took the professor away right under our noses. What a load of crap. You smoke? You got a problem with that? No, just an observation. And? He sighs. Never mind. I'm not even smoking anymore, apparently, because I haven't brought enough to last me the entire expedition, and that darn ladleman didn't bring me any from Core City. Alright, what do we got here? What can we trade for stuff? You know, 3 medicines. They seem to be having another discussion and are unaware of your presence. Listen to the conversation. Pipework and drop-off, distress and aggression dominate both his flailing gesticulation and his voice as he displays and articulates his thoughts. He can't freaking do this. He can't keep me in here like a rat. Calm down, Tone. Calm down. We got a situation and are trying to keep everything under control. It's because I'm a southerner, right? But of course. We're all double-dealing ratters, ain't we? Well, I'll give him a pipe. Hey. Don't do anything stupid. You'll just make it worse for yourself. I did nothing wrong. Swear on my sister Lily. I know that, but Chief Briggs doesn't. We have to check everything and everyone. I got you covered. I got you covered. Now stop yapping and calm down. He stops for a moment, then raises his index finger in the air. I was once thrown in jail by the Praetorians, you know. I flung crap at him. He gestures the whole motion, complete with wrinkling his nose from the disgusting smell. They locked me into solitary for a few days, sure, but I showed them who's Tony Ladleman. I know. You told me about that twice already. That's why I'm trying to stop you from doing anything like that again. Oh, I'd hit Briggs right in his... Ugh. He grabs a wrench and just throws it in anger. Coincidentally, he threw it in your general direction, almost hitting you in the head. BringItDon, darn, sorry. Take it easy, man. BringItDon, now's not the time. I'll take care of him and you. You come back later, okay? Got it. Well, shoot. I just want to trade, man. Briggs. Oh, sorry, I wanted to meet over here. Actually, 1 second. So if no one's in either one of their offices, maybe I can steal stuff from... Well, I already looted that one. Yeah, maybe he won't see what's going on in here. Alright, the other guy saw what was going on. Son of a gun. I'll wait for him to patrol past, I guess. cigar, and a navcom device. Read that in a second, make sure I'm not gonna get caught out. I'm gonna keep quick saving in case that guy comes back across while I'm trying to steal all this stuff. Ooh, that was close. Alright, more quick saving, because you never know. Ooh, money. Blueprint for an energy pistol. Fantastic. Alright, let's go talk to Briggs. Maybe we can start trading again. I do want to read about that cigar. A compact roll of dried and fermented tobacco leaves, intended for smoking. Has a calming... neurological effect. Increases psi regeneration by 3, but reduces constitution by 1 for 2 minutes. Requires a lighter. Did it say he was going to be inside or down below? Or sorry, outside or down below. I was hoping I could do some trading when I got back, but obviously that's not the case. Alright. Even a normally inscrutable face such as his reveals failure. Failure to protect his employer, but it also reveals, perhaps even more, the determination to get him back. BringItDon? The professor has been kidnapped. The assailants stormed in through this tunnel and overcame our sec troopers. 2 sec troopers KIA, 1 MIA, and 1 staff member is missing as well. Who did this? Pirates. This was a planned and well-coordinated attack. They moved in with EMPs and concussion grenades before storming in. Unfortunately, Professor Oldfield was in his office right next to the tunnel. He was seized immediately. The pirates detonated explosives in the evacuation tunnel during their retreat. We cannot pursue them, because there's nothing but water now behind this gate. They closed automatically, it seems. How did they know where the professor was? Someone told them. There has to be a traitor in our ranks, for their timing could not have been better. Just after we had entered the keep, but right before the recovery team returned and conducted a sweep of the evacuation tunnels. Someone gave them accurate intel, but not only that, the pirates somehow managed to unlock the gate. It all happens in an instant. A mechanical hand seizes you by the neck, and one blink later you feel a pair of cold rifle barrels kissing your temples. One move and you're dead, either by having your brains blown to smithereens or by having your windpipe crushed like a plastic bottle. Yeah, let me, go. You appeared out of nowhere at that dock and asked to join the expedition. Littleman was very quick to back up your story. You acquired that implant quickly and helped us enter a building that had been sealed for centuries, only to have a band of dim-witted pirates open it from the other side and catch my sec troopers off guard. And then, they collapsed the tunnel so that we couldn't go after them, which means they clearly have access to and knowledge of these facilities. And by how fast you brought us that implant, so do you. Option 2. We haven't received a ransom note yet, or anything of the kind. Was that your job, or someone else's? Ladleman's? Are the laborers involved too? What other machinations are unfolding right now? When is the next backstab coming? He pauses, staring at you with that determination from before. I will let you speak, but if you move anything but your mouth, you will die. He lets you breathe again. He saw right through me. Put those guns away, you bastards. Are you derailed? I am on your side. He motions one of the guards. Search him. Let the sec trooper search you. After going through your gear, the guard turns to the chief. Nothing, sir. He's clean. Chief, sir, I understand what you're going through right now. You hold great responsibilities, and are certainly a man of great dedication. But please, do not let your anger misdirect you. He stares at you silently. I did not betray you. Someone else did. You mentioned one other staff member who went missing during the attack. Who was it? It was a technician we picked up at Core City, Larry Lovitz. He was hired for his experience in the fields of mechanics and electronics. And why was this technician in the keep? Seeker said he called him down to help him with the elevator. He wanted to try and gain access to the lower levels, but it appears they have all been flooded. And Seeker had stored the authentication signal into his SLS. The very signal the implant he recovered was transmitting. One moment of Seeker's carelessness. Do you think Seeker is in on it as well? No, he cannot be. My apologies, BringItDon. I was too hasty to blame you. I lost sight of everything else. This technician, Seeker, is also obvious now. How did Seeker evade capture? He was on a lunch break. Now what, Chief? How do we get the professor back? We either seek to negotiate, or we infiltrate their base and rescue him. Directly attacking them should be our last option, but even infiltration holds great risks due to our unfamiliarity with the terrain and Professor's location. Then we should play it safe. We should try to negotiate. He pauses to consider your suggestion. I've already dispatched Yehoda on a recon mission inside the pirate territory, but she has yet to report to me. He pauses yet again, but the pause is briefer than the previous time. Negotiate we will then. I volunteer, Chief. I'm a southerner and have dealt with all kinds of scum this region. Yeah, with all kinds of scum this region has to offer. I think it'd be wiser if you'd let me do it. Very well then, BringItDon. I give you full authority to negotiate in my name. From the moment we arrived, there has always been a pirate jet ski patrol in F4, just outside their base. You should try approaching them. My sec troopers will be on standby if things go foobar. Use the navcom and we'll move in as soon as possible. Prove to me that I made the right call. Liberate Professor Oldfield. Yeah, I won't let you down. But, I don't know, the fact that he immediately attacked me, I really wanted to kill him. Shelters, north. Like that? I don't like that, man. You don't immediately... Ugh. So one time, while I was in the military, this isn't a big deal, but we were on deployment, so I was already stressed, you know, and kind of tense. I had been playing with matches in the tent, because I like the way they smell. Not a big deal. It's not a flammable tent. I wasn't going to burn anything down. I was an adult, and I know how to handle matches. But I got yelled at and told to put it away, so I put it away. You know, that's what I do. Well, later on, matches were found in a toolbox out on the flight line. Well, that's a big no-no. Any foreign debris or anything, you're not supposed to have stuff like that on the flight line. If it gets lost in the aircraft, you never know. The only thing you should have out there are things that you are required to do your job. Well, anyway, because I had been playing with matches earlier in the week or the day prior or something, I immediately got blamed for it. As soon as I walked in, I had a sergeant yelling at me. Like, why the, you know, why, just, I'm not gonna quote him because it's a lot of inappropriate language, but you don't just blame people, because it wasn't me. Like, it obviously wasn't me. Otherwise I'd be telling the story. But like, I don't know, just, you don't jump the gun when it comes to accusing people. So him attacking me there, it struck a chord with me, because that crap's happened to me before, and I do not appreciate it. I had another sergeant who I worked with all the time. He actually stopped me from retaliating. Ooh. Of course he won't buy that. Alright, I need electronic repair kits, which he doesn't have. Does he have a vehicle? No. Of course I can't trade with the other guy. That's annoying. I'm gonna drop some of this stuff off. So I'm not over encumbered anymore. Drop all this off. Think about swapping out some of these grenades. But that means selling them for these other grenades. So I'm low on frag grenades now. That's not good. Ooh, and flashbangs. Alright. Well, shoot, I really wanted... Why can't I trade with you? It's so frustrating. Give me batteries, you son of a gun. Alright, so I guess next thing we need to do is go talk to the pirates. That wasn't the only time that I was falsely accused of something. Like, someone jumped the gun and immediately accused me of something while I was in the military. That was the time I got the most angry. Because of, again, the high-stress environment we were in. All that jazz. Me and that guy, we did not... Well, I did not leave on good terms with that guy. Because he was a douchebag. There's no better word for that man than douchebag. I also use the word man lightly. I don't hold grudges. I don't like holding grudges, but that guy can go screw himself. Hopefully I don't have to end up fighting these pirates because I'm my jet ski is not in great condition. I said pirate chuckler. The man addresses you with a gravelly voice of deeply sinuous character. Right on time, Banga. Alright, what are your demands? You're gonna have to speak to the captain about that. He's the one running the show. Tell me about the Grim Jetters. Alright, we've already read all this before. What have you done with the professor? He's safe. He's gonna stay safe as long as you behave. Alright, I'm here to negotiate. Take me to your captain. I've been expecting your chief, but whatever. I'll take you to the captain, but I'm gonna blindfold you first. I accept the blindfold, but I get to keep my weapons. You got that? The captain says you can keep them, yeah. You just gotta put them away. And my jet ski? We'll bring it along with us. Don't want to let it drift away somewhere now, don't we? Let's go. Meet Captain Grim. Alright, I'm excited. He's got a cool name too. It's a good pirate name. Wearing a blindfold is indisputably one disorienting and unsettling experience. Still, having your vision suspended results in your other unimprisoned senses becoming more reactive to the world around you, as to provide you with sufficient information. The first thing you hear after being blindfolded is the sound of jet skis cutting mercilessly through the waves in the Black Sea. Then you hear what sounds like a massive gate opening in the distance. As you approach the source of that sound, you hear various voices dancing around you, close and far, becoming more pronounced as the machines that brought you to them have at last embraced silence. After stepping onto solid ground made of grated metal, judging by its feel and sound, you smell food. Crab, fish, spices, and some less appetizing dishes. You also smell gunpowder, sweat, dirty socks, dog excrement, gasoline, electrolyte, and a myriad of other odors, all mixed together. You smell a human settlement, and you're walking, or being tugged more accurately, right through it. The voices follow you, only up until you climb a flight of stairs and step into an unstable, echoing place. A hand lowers your head so that you don't hit something while entering this building. Your nose has been treated with rather insalubrious smells since you arrived to this community. So it comes as a bit of a surprise when you come into a room filled with some kind of herbal fragrance, one you can't exactly identify. The occasional alcoholic notes that linger in the air you are able to recognize easily, though, as well as the smell of a live bat. You hear the door closing behind you. You step on a soft carpet. The person which led you here stops to the right of you, yet you feel another close presence to your left as well. And then, after a moment of silence, you hear the third participant just in front of you. Remove his blindfold. The voice is male, somewhat higher in pitch, but darker in quality. Smooth and clear, but for a slight lisp that you might not have noticed in a more normal sensory state. Without delay, the person on the left touches you. Oh, I like his picture. I'm Captain Cadmus Grimm. Welcome to my ship. The two men are my lieutenants. Razor you've already met, and the gentleman to your left is Cruiser. A deep voice disturbs the bandana as it passes through it. You try any funny stuff for the captain, and I'll give you the same smile I've got on my banda. Wide and fleshless. Oh. So I do know that there is a unique bandana introduced with the Expedition DLC that I really want. It would actually complement my build very well, except for I wouldn't have my shaded visors. Or shaded visor. Now Cruiser. This person is no dryfoot thug. He came here as a negotiator. His eyes shift to you, but I'd heed his advice if I were you. BringItDon, from Southgate Station. A Southgater. Interesting. Then I feel we will understand each other better, being that you're one of the locals. The professor is safe. The other two, the sec trooper and the fat one, have succumbed to the wounds they received during the fight. We had to abandon them in the tunnel, which is now, well, an expansion to the underwater habitat. Let him continue. I'm not going to falsely accuse Larry, because if he left him behind, I don't think he was him. I think Seeger is behind it. The professor, however, is just a little shaken up. Shaken up, but unharmed. All that could change at any moment, of course, depending on your actions. As long as you and your comrades keep things civil, no further blood will be shed. Blood is not our interest, even though a lot of it has been shed so far. Which is entirely your fault. This expedition of yours, it has brought a lot of trouble. Not only to us, but them as well. You invade someone else's territory, armed and dangerous, flaunting your disregard for anyone's interest but your own. What do you expect in return? Hospitality? Tolerance? Not only have your patrols confined us here, but the tribesmen, the scalers, which you have agitated, are all over the Black Sea now, more keen on drinking human blood than their mother's milk. You people have kicked the hive, so to speak, with all your might and awakened a swarm that threatens to devour anything that gets in its way. Simply put, you've raised hell. You've raised the hell's gut. We had to intervene. I don't think you, as the pirates who are intercepting local vessels, are in a position to judge someone else's respect for territorial integrity. Besides, we haven't actively and purposely disturbed your raiding, even though we could and should have as representatives of North. Oh my goodness. Even though we could and should have as representatives of North UnderRail, UnderRail Protectorate of Law and Order. So maybe it is you who shouldn't be kicking any hives. We most certainly do not wish for our relations to escalate any further. Tell me, why exactly did you kidnap the professor? Do you simply want us to leave? Or is it something else you want? We're pirates, my friend. We don't want things, we take them. But sometimes things are outside of our reach, no matter how close they might appear. Thus, it is not the question of what we want from you, but rather of what you can offer us in exchange for your beloved professor, of course. You understand me? You have a nice cabin here. I see you've managed to collect quite a few intriguing items. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Do you happen to recognize anything? The laptop. It's an old BCAF-7LT-W, made specifically for the Biocore military. It's 20 years old at least, and it's waterproof if I'm not mistaken. It is a machine I have had with me for many years. It is a trustworthy tool that is more difficult to replace than one would initially assume. You have a very good eye. What I'm hoping you'll be able to see here and now is something of a different nature. Let us return to our primary topic. You guys killed 2 of our sec troopers. There were 3. What happened to the 3rd one? We killed 3 troopers. The 3rd one followed us into the tunnel, even though he was bleeding heavily. He shot one of my men before he himself received a terminal dose of lead. His body was left in the tunnel. He is now fish chomp. I have to give it to him, though. He was a brave man. Where's my jet ski? It's in the port. Safe. Let's not digress. I presume you take issue with our presence near the entrance, or in your case, exit from the Black Sea. Great issue at first, but patience is one of the virtues, especially when it comes to people like us. Impatience brings failure, patience brings reward. I'd be telling a lie though, if I said your rival hasn't thrown a massive wrench into our plans. But as long as we, you and I, make a good deal, we can afford to be patient even further. Moreover, if you do agree to removing your patrols from the Jaws, there is the issue of whether they will stay away, and the fact that your camp is so close to the Jaws is another thing that bothers me. Impossible. Not only is the Jaws our only way of retreat in case the savages overwhelm us, to let you sneak behind our backs and continue your raids? It's immoral and illegal, Captain, and our conscience might suddenly and violently awaken. You will have to stay put, Captain, for your own good. And it's best that we leave things as they are, for now. We should move on to subjects where we can make an agreement acceptable to both parties. Can I see the Professor? Not yet. When will I be able to see him? When we strike a deal. I think it'd be wise of you to convince me that the Professor is alive. Otherwise, we have a different problem, and that requires different negotiation methods. You have a point. He produces a radio. Flinger, do you read? Put the Professor on. After a moment of silence, you hear the Professor's voice coming from the device. This is Professor Oldfield. It's me, BringItDon. Can you hear me? His voice comes out of the radio once again. BringItDon, am I glad to hear a familiar voice. Did they hurt you, Professor? The Professor continues. I'm alright. I have not been hurt. I've heard enough. That would be all, Professor. He then puts the radio away. As you can hear, the Professor is indeed alive. Let us return to our negotiations now. Tell me about the savages and your relations. We're not allies. We have our separate communities, and we stay out of each other's ways. Most of the Hell's Gut is theirs, but these southeastern waters, the whole bay in fact, is our bay, the Pirate Bay. That is good enough for us. They never contested it after we came. They don't even come near our base. How come? They were so violent toward us since the beginning. I've told you, we stay out of each other's way. You invaded their territory, disturbed them. Maybe you've been slaying their beloved serpents, who knows? And now you're in trouble. We might be in trouble as well. They came awfully close to our border when they were surrounding your island, something that never happened before. They are dangerous, and now they are furious. Anything could happen. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about your pirate community here. Do you honestly think I would answer them? Especially now when I have all the reasons to suspect that you might be buying time for something? He observes you suspiciously. Move on. About the savages. Yes? If you keep standing in our way, these savages are going to overwhelm us. Then it's your turn. You yourself said that they are now like a swarm that will devour everyone and everything. It's time to end this once and for all. Let us decimate them, and you get to live. Do not underestimate the scalers. That is a mistake one can easily make. Yet if you can reduce their numbers sufficiently, maybe they'll withdraw to their tents and lick their wounds for a while. Or they'll fight till eradication no matter what happens. Whatever the case, it is in our interest that you keep them busy. There's not much I can offer you. Yeah, we came to this expedition well prepared. How about I offer you my own services? The three men look at each other. In what sense exactly? Forget I said anything. Will do. Alright, we came to this expedition well prepared. Maybe there are things in our camp we could offer you. Listen, you seem to be missing the one important thing here. Something that has sparked my interest since the moment Aegis came here. The purpose of your expedition. We've been living among these ruins for years, yet know very little about what rests inside. Now you're here, trying to open them. But you've entered the fort through an evacuation tunnel. Yes, but only one entrance to the tunnel was accessible before you arrived. What you're doing here is never in question. You're digging through these abandoned, dilapidated facilities scattered across the Hell's Gut. But an expedition like this is an extreme risk. It devours lives and money like a voracious sea serpent. That kind of effort can only come from someone who knows, not thinks, knows he's going to get something really freaking good out of it. You ain't scavenging for random pieces of tech and museum material. You're after something specific, and I want to know what it is. Professor is rather unresponsive, as expected. But in all honesty, we didn't even try persuading him to speak. You, on the other hand, you seem a bit more talkative. I'll see what I can do. Yes, you think about what I said real good. About the ruins. I'm all ears. My role in this whole expedition is rather limited, so perhaps I cannot give you what you really want. Still, I can offer you information on everything we've uncovered so far. How we got inside, what we found, our conclusions. All of that I will share with you once Professor Oldfield has been released. I like the sound of that. I'm primarily interested in how you actually managed to enter the facilities, but more on that later. I do have to warn you to be really careful what you do with this information while the expedition is still here. We wouldn't want to run into each other at some inopportune moment and recreate a problem you and I are trying to solve now, would we? I'll be keeping that in mind. And how much money would be enough for you to release the professor? If money was all I wanted, you would have received a ransom note. Simple and to the point. I'm more interested in other things now. Alright, how do you like my offer? So you're offering information about the ruins. That you'll deal with the scalers in exchange for Professor Oldfield's freedom. Yes. In that case, you're almost there. Okay, sorry, offering him stuff from the camp. Let's see. Yeah, jet skis and spare components. I've noticed. They appear to be quite powerful machines. State your offer. 3/4 of our... I wonder how this is going to affect the game. I can offer... let's see. What else can I offer? I don't want to get rid of personnel. Yeah, let's do jet skis. Because all my fighting I have to do on land, I don't want to jeopardize that. So you're offering jets, information about the ruins, that you'll deal with the scalers in exchange for Professor Oldfield's freedom. Yes, in that case, I accept. But first things first, the information you promised. Tell him what you know about the expedition. After listening carefully to what you have to say, occasionally smiling and rubbing his beard with delight, he leans back into his chair and stares at the ceiling. Interesting. Real interesting. His eyes shift from the ceiling to you. But you only know so much. What remains now is that you can contact your camp and deliver to us everything you promised. After that, the professor will be yours. Contact Chief Briggs and wait for them to deliver the supplies. Alright. It's been a long episode, everybody. Buckle up. It's over. It is finally over. We've managed to avoid bloodshed, and giving away too much for your freedom, Professor. All thanks to BringItDon's negotiating skills. Things could have been so much worse, all things considered. The Chief turns to you. The austerity in his eyes, while still present, lacks the razor-sharp edge it used to have. The Professor is back with us. Well done, BringItDon. But the danger is not over yet. You must excuse me. I need to get back to my sec troopers. Professor, BringItDon, wait for the Chief to leave. Goodness me, I really could use some rest. This has been a long day. There is something, if it's not a bother. No, go ahead. I have a report to make about Crimson Meadow Horticulture Center, a massive horticulture center. Explain to him what you discovered. You managed to convey the brooding atmosphere of the horticulture center so perfectly that the professor remained speechless for a good half a minute after you finished speaking. He speaks after this pause. By the caverns, that is unbelievable, BringItDon. The vegetation, the insects, the pesticide, amazing. Truly amazing. One of the most important things is that you managed to find that dispatch console. They seem to be the key to discovering the locations of Lemurian facilities. Excellent work, BringItDon. See Marcus about your well-earned bonus. I'll contact you as soon as I have a new task for you. Any new discoveries? I've already read that. Alright, I am going to go get my money. And I'm going to buy a bunch of batteries. Just all the batteries. I don't care. Give me all these batteries. And repair kits. I'm over encumbered, but it's fine. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next episode we will let's do some more exploring. We have some more stuff here we can explore. Maybe go down this way. I don't know. A lot of stuff to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.